Hey, everybody. It's a anniversary of the USS Texas, 110 years since she was accepted by the Navy and commissioned into the fleet. 110 years tomorrow. So tonight we're going to prepare for all the festivities that the Battleship Texas Foundation has prepared for us tomorrow. All the all the drinks they're going to be serving, the cake, the hot dogs, hamburgers, hopefully. Who knows what else? They're going to do it up big. I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, they're in charge of the ship, right? Surely they're going to do it up big. So let's start the celebration tonight. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get a party going. Hey, let me start some music here. Oh, let me find some music. Let's get some music going. Yeah. What's a party without some music, huh? Let's get some music going here. Come on, music. There we go. Yeah. Woo. Party time. We're going to have a 110th anniversary tomorrow. Everybody take a pop. Here you go. Have a pop. Take one. Take one. Yeah. Take a pop. Yeah. Everybody set your poppers on. Woo. It's going to be a good old time. Look at here. I even got cleanup job to get that cleaned up, but man, it's awesome getting ready. Huh? They're on the phone. How'd they get my what? Yeah, let me have the phone. Hello. It's the Battleship Texas Foundation. What? Yeah, it's 110 years, right? Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, what do y'all got planned? What? Did y'all remember? You did. You know, a 110-year anniversary from being commissioned into the U.S. Navy fleet, not only is the most powerful weapon in the world, but the flagship. I mean, what? You're not gonna. Hello? 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 All right, looks like the party's over. Battleship Town Foundation ain't planned a dang thing for tomorrow.
You can't push that thing.
No, I know you can't believe it any more than I can believe it. Hey, Chris, what's up, buddy? Grant, what's up? Effects Man, I finally figured out your handle, dude. I hope that's right anyway. Living Second Childhood. How's everybody doing? And what's everybody drinking? I am going to shrink myself down and get Tom in here because, I still got paper floating around everywhere around me. What's happening here? There's Tom. Hey, Tom. I can't shrink myself down. Something's happening. I'm going to take myself out and bring
Good
myself back in.
afternoon, everybody.
There I go. Now I can shrink it. Woo!
There you go.
So, Tom, I know you're drinking the unsweet tea, right?
Yep.
I'm drinking boiling root beer tonight. What's everybody else drinking? Aircraft maintenance man and having coffee.
I found a different root beer at QT when I was coming back from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I was going to buy that, so I'll try that. I got to looking at it, had 58 grams of sugar in it, and I said, I better not touch this thing.
Yeah, that's pretty rough for somebody that's diabetic. On a bridge, was it?
Called Bear and something. I'd never seen it before.
Yep, Grant, I am very surprised they're not doing anything either. They can't do anything at the ship, obviously, but they could certainly do something over on Pier 21. It's very agitating to me. They just, I try to in between these kind of things, I try to calm down on the Battleship Texas Foundation. But back when they moved the ship, they were going to give us all, I think they said like a 4-day notice or as much notice as they could. And then we got, I think it ended up being a 4-day notice. And, they said that's most notice they could give us. Yet there is video of their camera crew saying they had a 30-day notice. So obviously 4 days and 30 days, there's a big difference there. Then again, when they moved the ship, they closed down and barred people from going into the park to watch. In 1988, you could go in and watch. You could stand on the hill next to the ship, but not this time. Battleship Texas Foundation knows better than we do. Knows we being the general public. So they shut down the park and wouldn't let anybody in. I went down there and tried to get in, and I've got a video of it. I have not posted that video. I'm trying to save it for this would have actually been a good time, but I'm saving it for a good time. But I was there at 3:00 in the morning. There were enough cops there posted up at both entrances to stop, I don't know, armored vehicle from getting through. It was ridiculous. Makes you wonder if there were any cops in Houston. But I went up to their blockade, just, trying to get in. And they asked me if I had a special pass. I didn't have a special pass. But turns out the foundation was selling special passes. To who? Who would you think? Friends, family? I don't know. They didn't really announce that they were selling a special pass, although afterwards they said they did. I don't recall seeing an announcement, and I watched that Facebook page like a hawk, and so does Tom. And he didn't see an announcement, did you, Tom?
Nope.
Nope. So, every time there's a large event that people would like to see with the ship, seems to be little to no notice. This time, when they lowered or were going to refloat her and move her over to the other dock, Dock D, I believe it is, they were going to give us a couple days notice as soon as they knew when it was going to move, and it ended up being a few hours notice. And they said that's all that they could give, because several reasons. The tides were right, the tugboats were there. I don't even remember what all the rest of it was, but I don't have real good connections, but we know people in the tugboat business, one of them at least, or at least a person that knows about tugboats, and they have to be lined out about 30 days in advance. So they knew well in advance that, when they were going to move to Texas. So once again, we just got messed over. General public, all we do anymore.
When I questioned the foundation, y'all couldn't see the comments because they got deleted in a hurry. Me and the foundation went round and around for about 3 days.
Yep, they did. And some of his comments they left up there and answered with very short, blunt answers, no real explanations. And some of his comments they just outright deleted. We had other people, or Tom had other people making or not making comments, giving them questions, and some of those got deleted, and some of them got answered the same way, very short, very blunt, no real answer. So tomorrow was the day. Last Monday Artco. Hey, Art, how's it going? Time changing, getting multiple vaccinations. You getting ready to go to the Philippines? Is that what the vaccinations are for? I got to take a root beer shot. Co-vacation. What's up, man? Glad to have you. So the Battleship Texas Foundation needs a PR person bad. And I know they watch me. They watch Garnet on Third Coast Drones. They don't like either one of us. And why, I don't know, because we seem to promote the ship better than they do. And there's a couple of other guys out there. I just don't know them personally. Third Coast Drones, I know personally. But there's a lot of guys out there trying to put out information on the Battleship Texas that the foundation should be putting out and is not. So that's rather frustrating to me. We pay a lot of money. They've spent $70 million, last figure I heard, on this refit, overhaul, whatever you want to call it, which I'm glad to spend the money. It's coming from my tax money, Tom's tax money. Hey, Ariel. Oh, I got another floater. Ariel, how you doing? Maybe that's why they don't like you. That would probably be one of the reasons. They don't have to listen to, well, obviously they don't have to listen to me or anybody like me. They should, however, watch a couple of videos of Ryan Szymanski, however he says his last name, from the Battleship New Jersey. That guy does it upright. He's not even going, or the New Jersey's not even going to dry dock for another 3 or 4 weeks. But he's already not only announced the day, but the time, and is going to have a party, just like Battleship Texas should have had, to raise money. Ryan is the best. You're right. Ryan has got his stuff together. And Battleship Texas Foundation needs a spokesman like him. And I'm sure there's somebody there that could do the job. They just don't do it.
And I volunteered for that job, and I live in Dallas, and they wouldn't have it. Anybody that is under their watch will be censored no matter what they say.
Yeah. Ariel, here's to you. She's a member of the channel. Anybody that wants to join her and a few others, you can look under the video, under this or any other video, and just click on the join button. Here's to you, Ariel. I appreciate it.
Looks like we got a new person here tonight.
Grant, is that who you're talking about?
No, the Covation. I never seen that one before. Welcome to it.
Oh yeah. He's he does videos traveling around the world. Actually, I've watched a couple of his videos. He's on Art's channel, Art's live stream a lot. He's a pretty funny guy too. Yeah, anybody in the chat that ever wants to come on this live stream as a speaker, all you got to do is let me know, and I will send you an email link to join. I can do that for the next one or any consecutive ones after that. I can't do it for this one because I'm not slick enough with this program yet. But I'd be glad to have anybody in here that wants to come on. Chuck, yeah, that's his name, Chuck. And I knew that. I just couldn't come up with it because I'm old. So I hope the Battleship Foundation watches this and gets insulted by it, because I'm very insulted about them hiding things that, well, not things, but times that things are going to be happening with the Texas. Like I was going to say a while ago, everything comes out of my paycheck, Tom's paycheck, and all you guys' paycheck. We're paying for all this. All they're doing is doing the work. I don't even want to say they're doing the work, because Gulf Copper did the work. They're just managing what's going on. I'm sure I know Travis is in there getting his hands dirty, and there's probably some I don't think there's even volunteers in there. It would be an insurance issue for the shipyard, I think. But it's really frustrating to me, and nothing I can do about it. Nothing anybody can do about it. They got a 99-year contract with the state of Texas, so as long as they're taking good care of the ship, I guess. That's what counts. So,
You know, if any of the foundation is watching tonight, or if y'all watch any night, I challenge y'all to come on here and discuss everything that we're discussing with y'all, and we'll give you a chance to speak your side.
yeah, definitely. I don't know how they could explain away how things appear to be, because usually how things appear to be is how things are.
Exactly. And me and Keith will be down at Pier 21 tomorrow. If y'all want to come down and celebrate with us, we'll all toast the ship.
Yeah,
Bring your own root beer.
definitely. Yeah, we're going to be there. I'm going to get to Pier 21 tomorrow about 10:45 to 11, something like that in the morning. And we're going to do our own celebration just by showing up and doing nothing or doing whatever we do. I'm going to fly the drone across the course. To their credit, they did give you a free piece of deck wood from the shipping snafu. Or did they? Those tickets were $200. Before that, they were $150.
Exactly.
So was that piece of wood free? Or did they trick you into buying it? I hate to be like that, but that sure seems the way things are.
Like I've said before, on the dry dock tours that I've been to, and when I've been up there, I watched one guy spend $1,000 on stuff.
Yep, I was there with
He
you
bought
that
a
day.
small piece of steel and a hat and some stickers. He spent $1,000 on it.
Yeah, right, Ariel.
Well,
That would be more of a job for Garnet, because Garnet is a spy guy. You know, he works on navigation systems and radars of large vessels, large commercial vessels. And he went out to Hawaii not long ago to work on a Navy vessel. So, you know, if there's any spies among us, it's Garnet. He's even got some spy glasses. Let's see. So, let me. Kylie said she was going to be here later, so I wanted to let her do this. Let me show you something else. Raise your hand if you were here last week. Okay, I see. There's a couple hands that are not raised. I thought I read somewhere.
I see a lot of new people here tonight.
Yeah, they're Grant. From what I understand, they're not going to resume anything where they are right now, because the deck is going to be being pulled up. The steel underneath it's going to be getting replaced, and new deck put on, and some, if not all, of the deck guns will be put back on in that location. Then they're going to move her over to Dock A, which is a very small dock and a much cheaper dock. And I think that's where they are going to resume limited hard hat tours right there. And then, of course, she'll go across the ship channel in late 25, early 26, and just reopen to the public, except for maybe me and Tom and Yarnit. Oh, David, yeah, I appreciate you coming in last week, buddy. And have been in other chats.
Yeah, I remember seeing David's name before. I didn't see it in
Yeah.
a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So anyway, again, anybody that wants to join me and Tom, and Garnet may be there. I haven't heard from him officially, but we're going to be at Pier 21 tomorrow, 10:45, 11, something like that. Here's a text from Garnet right here. Let's see what he says. Oh, Garnet says I did not send him a link. Let me send him a link real quick. Copy that. Everybody keep chatting while I get this link sent, or I can carry on a blind conversation without knowing what I'm talking about, which is pretty much the way I am all the time.
I haven't heard that, Ariel. That's interesting, though.
Okay. Compose. Garnet. There he is.
I'd have to take the vet side on that.
Paste that. Send it. All right. Hopefully that'll get him in here. I'm not very good at doing this stuff on the fly. All right. So, for those of you that raised your hand a while ago that were not here last week, I'm going to show you a video. I think it's from the 40s of some Marines loading a 5-inch gun on the actually, I think it's a practice gun on the Battleship Texas, and how fast they could load this thing. First time I saw this video, I thought it was sped up, but it's not. So what I've got is the original speed. I've got it reduced down to 20% speed, and then I've got it reduced down to 10% speed. These guys are loading rounds at a tremendous rate. Really shocked me. There's no way they could keep up that rate of fire for very long because I'm sure, I don't know how much those shells or that powder weighs, but whatever they are, after so many rounds, they're going to get heavy and the gun's going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. But like I say, this is a practice gun. They're not actually firing it. They're just loading it. Let me show you this video. This is original speed, 6 rounds in 22 seconds. All right, now this is just a 4-second segment at 20% speed. So right in the center of the screen, we've got a guy with a round. He's going to shove it in the breech. Guy follows behind that with a ramrod to make room for the powder charge. A new round's coming in for the next round. Breech is closed, and they're ready to go again. I had to slow it down myself. Now, this is 10% speed. I had to slow it down originally just so I could see everything that's going on. All right, there's the guy is in the middle. He's got a 5-inch round in his hand. He's going to load it as soon as the breech is opened. The two guys behind him have a ramrod that they're going to shove it down the breech with so that the powder charge will fit. Powder charge is coming in right there. A new 5-inch round is coming in. The breech is going to be closed, and it would have been fired. To me, that's just, it's amazing. And Effects Man, you are probably right. In a firefight, they may be able to keep that up, but yeah, for how many rounds? I mean, those rounds probably weigh 30 pounds at least. And keep on, there we go. Keep on feeding those rounds at that rate. Even a good physical young man is going to get wore out. Now, maybe they rotate positions too. Maybe the guy loading the round rotates with the guy right behind him that shuffles the round in. I don't know. I just wanted to show you all that because it amazes me how fast those rounds could be loaded. Yeah, you're probably right, Ariel. And if they practice this much, I mean, if they practice a lot, of course, that's going to build stamina and strength.
Exactly.
Adrenaline is a hell of a thing in a fight. You're right. It most definitely is.
That'd probably be the biggest part of it in an actual firefight.
Yeah. So everybody probably, well, not everybody, a lot of you guys know that. Oh, wait, let me back up. What is everybody drinking? We got some new people in here. I'm drinking my root beer. Everybody tell me what you're drinking. I'm a freak about that, man. I got to know. Why? I don't know. Just got to know. Yep. They were at battle stations for 24 hours, but that doesn't mean they were firing for 24 hours. Water. I got water in the flavor of root beer. Diet Pepsi. All right. So a lot of you guys know that I am really into these YouTube videos where these guys are doing then and now type of videos where they're showing like a World War II picture that was taken and then showing what that exact same area looks like now. I tried to do a video like that of the Battleship Texas, but not being able to get on the deck and get good pictures made it difficult. Once we can get back on the deck, I'm going to do some good or a good video on that. But anyway, Christopher in Tennessee sent me this copy of a guy that he found that does the same thing, but in a different way. The one I watched, the guy shows the old photograph and then slowly puts over the new area over the top of that to where you end up with just the new area. At the end of the Pacific War, kamikaze do it. Yes, they were. And Texas almost got smacked by one. But the one Christopher sent me, this guy actually goes to the location. He holds his camera up and shows you what it looks like now. And then he brings the photograph up and lines it up with the area that he's in. It's pretty cool. I want to show you just two of them. It's probably not even a minute long, but I want to encourage you guys, if you're into this kind of stuff, to look these guys up on YouTube and check out their work, because it amazes me in the first place that they can even find these locations from old photographs again. So I guess you'd have, unsweet tea. That's what Tom's drinking.
Yep.
All right, let me show you this real quick video here.
I got peach mango tonight.
That's just pretty cool. I appreciate you sending those to me, Chris. You know I love that kind of stuff. I have subscribed to that guy's channel already. Oh, we got Garnet with us now. Let me bring Garnet in here. Let me clear Garnet of space here. Let me shrink myself down. Put me right there. Let's see what kind of Hey, we were just talking about you earlier.
That's cool.
About the kind of work you're doing. You must be some sort of spy. We just haven't figured it out yet. Oh. So Kylie said she's going to be on later today too, or later this afternoon. So what's anybody want to talk about in the chat? I've run through my stuff pretty quick. I got one more thing to talk. I got one more thing to talk about here, but I'd really like Kylie to cover it, which is the work week at the Galveston Naval Museum. I've covered it several times, and I've never gone down there and worked. I'm going to this time, but Kylie has gone down there and worked, so I'd really like her to talk to everybody about it, include myself. Yep, that is neat, Ariel. Chris, you're still here. I already said that, but I appreciate you sending those to me, Chris, because I would not have found the guy without your help. So Garnet invited me to take over one of his paid jobs today, which I can't do because I don't have the super drone like he does. But I may. Oh man, it'd be like stepping on a board of nails to buy that thing. But I've stepped on a board of nails before, and I don't even remember it now.
Well, I'm going to try to make it in the morning. The office gave me permission to come in a little late. So
What time do you
hopefully
need to be out there?
Well, he told me it was leaving at sunrise. I looked at the Bayport schedule and it says it's leaving at 6 a.m. So we'll see. As long as it leaves by 9, I'm okay.
I do not know the answer to that, Ariel. Do either one of you know the answer to that question?
What's the question?
Let's see if I can bring her question up here, right there.
Oh, the war sprite.
Or does anybody know the answer to that question?
I don't even know what the war sprite is.
I never heard of it either.
Oh, looks like David knows the answer to that. Thank you,
Yeah.
David. Thank you there, David. Oh, boo. So what are you drinking tonight, Garnet?
Zero.
Zero, not a none.
Yeah. Maybe later. We'll see.
British Queen Elizabeth class battleship. That's a big one then.
Oh, the time changed. It's still daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
4, same age as the Texas. Yep. Yeah. Well, I didn't know that, but I knew it was an old one.
And it's still dark at 6 a.m. too.
Yep.
So let me go ahead and, Chris Anderson, you were the first one that saw that. All right. So I'll go ahead and say it. Everybody start entering hashtag 110 for 110th anniversary in the chat. And we will have a drawing here in about 5 minutes and see who wins what. If I can find my timer, we'll get a timer going even. Yeah, who needs it? Oh, there it is. I was going to say we don't need no stinking timer. So everybody enter hashtag 110 in the comments. I've got several different prizes I'm giving away tonight. I will go over them real quick. Let me scroll down to the right place here. Here we go. All right. The first one is a Jeep Padrona Old Man. That's a shot glass, about the size of a regular old shot glass. It's got a mug handle on the other side you can't see. This is a bigger one of the same thing. That's probably about a 4-ounce shot glass. Then we have got a 3D printed Battleship Texas. We have got a smashed penny from the machine at San Jacinto. The machine, not obviously, but I'm sure is still aboard ship and will be used at the new location as well. But this one, you will know that they are no more being made at San Jacinto. This is a new old stock hat pin, obviously of the Texas. I got about 10 of these on 4th of July, I think it was, when the Battleship Texas was open at San Jacinto. They were just giving them away. And I asked them how many I could take, and they said as many as you want. So I took 10 of them. They didn't have a lot. They had maybe 30, 40, something like that. So I took 10 of them. And that is the very last one I have. I've been giving them away to people that have recognized me when I'm out at the ship and things like that. So that's the last one. And that's probably the last one. I doubt they're going to make any more. Or if they do, they're going to make them different, or they will not be from San Jacinto. But anyway, like I say, I got one of those.
I've got one of those that you gave me to put on my hat.
Yep. I recall that. I've got one on my hat too. This is a hat I bought from eBay. It's got a little bit of a problem, I think. The brim bends like that, but it's perfectly centered. It won't hold its shape. So if you get that, good luck, I guess. I don't know. It's an old hat from the 70s, so it may just be the brim may be broken. I don't know. But if you get that and you don't want that, we'll work out something on something else. And then the last thing, we won't work out a deal on this, is a block of wood from the deck of the Battleship Texas. Now, I don't have these on hand. What I'm going to do if you win this, I will order it and have it shipped to your house. So everybody keep entering hashtag 110. You don't have to, I mean, you can enter it as many times as you want, not just once. So just keep that rolling. And let's see what we got. The timer started over. I'm getting rid of the timer. We'll let it go for a little bit, and we'll act like we know the right time to stop. I have played World of Warships. I like the Farragut class destroyers. They're fast. They're torpedoes. They have torpedoes. They're nimble. But one strike from a ship like the Texas and it's done. The thing I don't like about the battleships is they're very slow, very sluggish, and the guns rotate very slow. But it is a cool game. I don't play it anymore. Just don't have time really. But it is a cool game. Looks like you're at your house, Garnet.
Yep, it's a trailer.
Oh, looks bigger than that. Looks like a house.
No, it's a trailer.
Okay. How this drawing is going to work, man, is once we get to some point and everybody's through entering hashtag, or maybe Ric Flair will tell us to stop. We will have a computer selection that decides who wins, and then we will spin a wheel to see what you win. Okay. So then you haven't played with the subs yet. No, I dropped out right when the subs started coming in. But I really wanted to drop depth charges on a sub really bad. I might go back in just to do that. The subs had been out for about a week when I stopped playing. They were easy to spot. With the destroyer, they were anyway. And I used to drop depth charges just for the fun of watching the water blow up. But now that you can take out a sub, that might be fun too. Okay. Henry. Hey, Henry, how you doing, buddy? Glad to see you. Got that hashtag 110 in there for the 110th anniversary of the Battleship Texas being commissioned into the Navy. All right, let's do this.
Stop! We can't take it anymore.
All right, let's roll it and see who wins. Gears and Guns is here. You might want to put a hashtag 110 in real quick because I'm about to roll it. I'm going to roll it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, zip, pola. Who's it going to be? Chris Anderson. Man, Gears and Guns gave you his winnings last go round. All right, Chris, let's see what you got. It's supposed to be clicking, 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 but I don't hear no noise. So. Oh, Battleship Texas smash penny. All right, Chris, send me your mailing address again because I don't keep those. I use them and get rid of them. So send me that again, and I will send you a Battleship smash penny.
He's gonna get one of everything, it looks like.
Yeah, he's cleaning up. Well, Gears and Guns gifted him last time, so maybe he'll gift Gears and Guns, maybe. Although I don't think Justin would want to smash penny.
And don't forget, tomorrow night, they got the World War II submarines at 9 o'clock.
Say that again, Tom. I was reading. I can't do two at one time.
They got a show with, I think it's either on Discovery or History. I don't remember now. I got to look it up again. They do a documentary on the submarines from World War II era. It's a pretty interesting show.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch those for sure. I'm in the middle of watching Masters of the Air on Apple TV right now. Chris wants to spin again and give it to somebody else. So let's spin again and see who is the somebody else. You have won yourself a smash penny, courtesy of Chris Anderson. Yay! If you want
to, Chris.
Yeah, if you want to email me your address, mailing address, I will get that in the mail to you probably tomorrow. Jeremy Cox. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy's been with me for a long time.
That shows about subs from all over the world. They did a bunch of German U-boats. There's a bunch of them that got sunk somewhere around in the Caribbean, and they were looking for them on the last show that I was watching. Apparently, the upper echelon of the German military was stuffing these submarines full of treasures and gold and everything else, and they got sunk. So they're all off of these Caribbean islands. So they've been looking for them.
Gold just waiting to be found. Let's see, Jeremy, you got okay. For you guys that don't know, I am selling things out of a merch store now at the bottom of any one of my videos. Jeremy got a shirt and stickers, some stickers that he ordered. How was the shirt, Jeremy? Was it okay? Decent quality and printed well and everything? There's one in the Gulf of Mexico. I've heard there's a sunken sub in the Gulf of Mexico, but I didn't know if that was rumors or I actually heard that Fort Travis fired on a sub that was in the Gulf or in Galveston Bay. Don't know if it's true. It's an old rumor that's been going around in this part of the woods ever since I can remember.
Just got the name of the show, Lost U-Boats of World War II. That's the name of the show.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to find that, but you don't remember if it's on Netflix or it doesn't really matter. I can find it.
It's in the Discovery or History. I was flipping through channels that night and I seen it.
Yep. David said that sub's in the Gulf of Mexico somewhere. Supper time. Are you eating on the porch outside, Chris? Tom, are you planning on coming down and doing any time on the work week on the Stewart? Like one day?
Yeah, I'm going to try to.
Yeah, I'm going to put in one day. I would like to, go down there and spend a couple of nights, but I just don't have that kind of time to do that.
What I'm thinking about doing is coming down about noon on a Friday and staying Friday night and most of the day Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, they're going to have well, let me just show it. I was hoping Kylie would be here, but they're going to have a work week April 10th through the 17th at the Galveston Naval Museum. They're going to be working on the destroyer Stewart and some work on the submarine Kavala. I'm going to be there on the 16th, probably all day long, putting in one work day, and that's all I'm going to be able to put in. But if you want to, you can stay longer. They will put you up on the ship. They're going to feed everybody 3 meals a day, and they have bunks. The original bunks that the sailors slept in will be there for everybody to spend the night on. What's this? Move over here. Who's yawning?
Me.
Yeah, man, I know that feeling.
I woke up at 5 this morning, which was really 4 because of the time change.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I get up
go
at
back
3 every morning.
on purpose.
Yeah. I call it sleep apnea.
Yeah.
And Miho.
It's almost bedtime then.
I go to bed around 9, so we start work a lot at 5. So I gotta get the dogs ready and get them taken care of, and off I go.
8. Okay, he always understood, or he lived in second childhood, always understood that there are 8 U-boats sunk in the Gulf of Mexico off of Louisiana, the coast of Louisiana. As far as you know, were those sunk, or were they sunk after the war for some reason? Or were they, taken out by the Navy or shore guns? As far as you know, I mean, I know a lot of this stuff is just rumors that we grew up with, but from what you've heard, what do you got?
Well, there were a lot of ships sunk in the Gulf by German subs too. A
Yes,
lot of
there
ships.
was. I've watched a documentary on that. There was way more than I thought there had been.
And there was even a celebrity that his yacht was sunk and killed, but the government kept it secret because they didn't want people to know that there were subs in the Gulf. But they sunk a lot more ships than they told us about during the time.
Yeah, they did. And that documentary I watched said something about that guy's yacht as well, that it was kept from the public. Yes, yeah, they did have a field day off in the Atlantic coast.
The reason we have the balloon base in Hitchcock, they were blimps that watched the Gulf for subs.
Yeah, and according to the documentary that I watched, what really helped get them under control was the hedgehog system and the ability to drop from aircraft, drop depth charges from aircraft. As a matter of fact, by the end of that documentary, they were saying that for every 5 subs that went out, only 1 came back.
Yeah.
That'd be a weird feeling.
Yeah, you go out pretty much knowing you're not going to come back.
Exactly.
That's almost like a kamikaze.
Exactly.
From being on a bomber.
Yeah, or on a bomber.
Yeah.
And LA had a blimp air base.
I have to put my glasses on to read this. Let me see.
Yeah, LA, speaking of LA, isn't LA where they had during World War II, during the beginning of World War II or early in the war, they had some kind of, they thought it was an aerial attack and there were spotlights that spotted something in the sky and it was being fired at by anti-aircraft weapons. And now the UFO people latch onto that and say it was UFO or they don't even know what it was, but they did fire at it and they did hit it with some searchlights. But I think that was in LA. Didn't they say that U-boats at the end? Let's see here.
Battle of Los Angeles.
Do you? Or is that sarcastic?
No, somebody typed that. Jeremy
Oh,
Cox.
oh. Yeah, I would think that they did because, you got to a bomber, 10 men, and a B 17 anyway. You got to shoot down 8 of those to equal the crew of one German submarine. So, yeah, I'm
Okay.
sure the mortality rate was much higher.
I wonder how many. I wonder how many of those things went down, and no one ever knew they were even there.
Yeah.
Jeremy, I love that movie, man. I don't know how many times I've seen it. I've seen it a bunch, just like Battleship.
Yeah. There's even a movie, Battle of Los Angeles, came out in
Yeah.
2011. 2011.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great movie. It's about as ridiculous as the Battleship movie. It's about aliens.
I may check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, comedy movie with 1941. That was with John Belushi. That was hilarious. They shoot a big Ferris wheel and it starts rolling down a pier like a tire. That was a funny movie too. Oh, okay. Jeremy's talking about the real deal in Los Angeles. I thought you were talking about the movie. Yeah, I thought it was in Los
It's on
Angeles.
Wikipedia.
Yeah. Did they ever find? Well, no, I know they never found out what it was because I've watched videos, or not videos, but documentaries on that before. If they didn't know a year ago, they certainly don't know now.
February the 25th, 1942.
How much time we got left? We got about 8 minutes left. I hope Kylie pops in here in a minute.
Yeah.
She was going to read us a World War II letter this go round.
She said she had 2 of them.
Yeah. But she had to take her puppy dog to the vet. Her dog is old, just like mine was.
Wikipedia says it was a weather balloon that triggered all the shooting.
Oh, do they?
That's what it says. Then
Just
after
like-
the shooting started, everybody just went crazy shooting up in the air.
Yeah, they were probably, I'm not going to get to shoot at anything else. I'm going to shoot at something, damn it.
But we'll never know the truth.
Yeah, we'll never know. Just like is Adolf, or was that really Adolf Hitler, or was it not? Doesn't matter. He's dead now, but was that really him? I don't know. Everybody, what do y'all think? I don't think that was.
He
really
probably
him.
retired in Brazil somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think that was really him. I think the body they got was not really him. And the Russians destroyed all that body, so there's no way to test DNA from it. Japanese war balloon, yeah, it could have been a bomb attached to a balloon, just floated up in the air and let it fall wherever it falls.
It's the same Chinese weather balloon.
Yeah.
It never came down.
I don't understand why they let those things get over the continental United States. They know they're coming when they're still over the water. Why don't they take them out before they get here? Instead, they let them make their full pass and then take them out on the Atlantic side.
Maybe they were getting some counterintelligence by seeing where it was transmitting to or something.
Yeah, maybe so. No way he could have made it to South America. I don't know. I don't know if he could or not. There's all kinds of stories of aircraft crashing in the water down there. There's a story of 2 different submarines coming there. There's still a German community there. I don't know if he made it there or not. Whether he made it there or not, I don't know. But I don't think that body that the Russians got was him. I think that was some poor sap that they shot in the back of the head while he wasn't looking, or some idiot volunteered to do it. Because I mean, if he's dead, what's the purpose of burning the body, other than keeping the enemy from getting it, which they got it anyway. It was just barbecue. Yeah, I've heard the same thing. A lot of that a lot of SS went to Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fairly large community. Well, still is a large community of German descendants in Argentina.
And New Braunfels too.
Yeah. I've ate some of their food before.
That's where Hitler retired, New Braunfels.
Yeah. Shaved that little mustache, grew long hair, and moved to Texas.
Yeah.
Well, I know we had control over things, but we brought a bunch of. We brought what was it, Operation Paperclip, I think. That we brought a lot of German scientists over here. Would we have made an agreement with him to let him escape? I don't know. It depends on what he had to trade, I guess. But I think if he had enough to trade, yeah, we would have made that agreement. You just go away, shave your mustache, and don't cause no more problems.
Witness protection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wasn't there? Okay, 2 U-boats surfaced in 47. Yeah. I didn't know how many. Well, I had heard 2, but I thought it might be more than that. But yeah, in the documentary I watched about whether Hitler killed himself or didn't kill himself and escaped, they said that there had been 2 U-boats in Argentina that showed up. Werner von Braun, yeah, the father of I don't know if you call him father, but the person that got us to the moon, basically.
Living in a second childhood, he needs to come down to Pier 21 with us tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Talk about that again, Tom. Talk about that again so everybody knows.
Me and Keith are going to meet at Pier 21 around 11 o'clock tomorrow. I have nothing special planned, but hopefully the foundation is listening to this, and that'll just irritate them that we're there. We're there for a reason.
They're going to
be randomly closed tomorrow for no reason.
They're going to post up some snipers on the ship.
Yeah. I'm going to wear a bright shirt.
There'll be a black van there taking your picture.
Yeah.
Now, they'll probably close off the bridge from going over to Galveston.
Have roadblocks searching the cars.
Oh, yeah.
When we're done here, Garnet, you got to go back and watch about the first, 5 or 8 minutes or so of this.
Okay.
I threw anniversary party for the Battleship Texas. And then the foundation called me and I found out there wasn't going to be one. Huh. You just got to watch it. I mean, we were throwing fireworks and everything.
Yeah, that one girl that messaged them and asked about it, they said they're going to do something at a later date.
Yeah.
That's like having your birthday 2 weeks after it actually is. Do it on the day that it's supposed to be done.
Crispy. That's like crispy fried. How's it going, Chris? How many gun batteries were there in Galveston during World War II? Man, I don't know, but I know there was quite a few. Fort Travis had 6, I think. 6 guns. I mean, several. I think there's 3 batteries out there and several munition storage bunkers. I know that there were one, two. If you're familiar with Galveston, if you drive down toward the east end of Galveston, where the road angles upward, and you can drive along the top of it, there were 3 gun installations down that full strip. 2 of them you can still barely see. The other one's completely buried with sand, but you can still see the tops of 2 of them. There was one further down
St. Louis Hotel.
San Luis, yeah, San Luis Hotel. That's what it is. I couldn't think of it. That used to be a nightclub called the Snake Pit, I think it was, inside the bunker. But I don't know.
That
I don't know.
bunker's still there too.
Yeah, the bunker's still there. I don't know if you can access it anymore, if they'll let you or not. But I think it's been pretty well taken care of. There used to be, and I haven't seen one for a while. They may still be there. I just ignore them now. But there used to be small observation bunkers, I guess you could call it. They only stick up from the ground about 3 feet high, and they've got a opening about 6 inches tall and about 3 feet long. I'm sure they're still there. I probably just don't notice them because I've been going past them all my life.
I'm sorry to hear that, living through second childhood. I think it'd be interesting having you there tomorrow. I'd like to learn some things. You seem like you pretty up to date on all this that we try to discuss.
Yeah, he worked. Let's see. I'm aboard a tugboat in Pelican Cut. Can't leave. What do you do on the tugboat?
I was a tanker man for Kirby back in the day.
Oh, this may be the foundation texting me back again.
What's the name of the tugboat you're on? I want to see you on marine traffic.
Oh, that's my sister. She says, I remember those bunkers. Our dad used to take us in those bunkers back in probably the early 70s, late 60s. And at that time, you could walk through the whole thing just as freely as you want to. No, they weren't filled up with water, with sand, nothing. Melinda, why don't you comment and comment? My sister's name is Melinda.
Aerial ballet. That's a
You
cool
see
name.
what she says? Let's see.
Your favorite? I don't know. I can't see it. It's too blurry.
Yeah. Your favorite sister. That's what it says. She'd have to be. She's my only sister. She'd have to be my favorite and my worst. And I got 2 brothers and her. There's 4 of us. And I always tell her that mom and dad found her in a dumpster and felt sorry for her and took her.
What is that playing?
Oh, she can't sign on. Yep, Chris remembers that in the 60s, remembers being able to walk through those bunkers. Man, it was a great time. Back in the 60s and 70s, you could get all over the Battleship Texas. Been in the engine room, been all over that ship when I was very young. Never, I take that back, never up to the top. I don't think anybody public-wise has ever been up to the top. Maybe, I just don't know. It's a dangerous climb. That's why I wondered. I mean, that's why I think that.
Yeah, when I was there in 2010, when I told them that my grandfather served on the ship and they gave me free run of the ship, that's the only place they didn't let us go.
Yeah.
Up top. We went everywhere else.
Stacy Shelby.
Stacy
Take a look at
Shelby.
that one.
Do you know that one, Garnet?
No, there's a lot of towboats. I used to work on
Yeah,
the
no.
Pecos. I was on the Pecos, the Limpasses, the New Aces.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. Those are good memories. Man, me and my two brothers, my dad was in the Navy during the Korean War on a destroyer. The destroyer DD 747 Samuel Moore was built in World War II and served in World War II. But he was on it during the Korean War. So I remember after he got out, he got out in 53, and I was born in 55. So he was not in while I was alive, but he
show
had
him
a
or not.
chest. What's that say? Oh, that's the ship or the toad.
Yeah, that's the boat that he's on.
Yeah, I can see it.
And drive the tow on around there and pick us up, and we'll go riding around with you. I'm curious about those things now.
Oh, those are different. They've got they're not the same,
But Chris, I'm sure you did the same thing. Me and my brothers have sunk so many ships in that Houston Ship Channel and shot down so many aircraft flying into Hobby Airport. Good times, man. Those guns are going to be working better when she reopens than they were even back then. There's going to have, I think they said it's a 3-inch gun that they're going to leave a firing pin in so they can fire blanks out of it on certain occasions. Or maybe they're going to put the pin in at that time. I don't know. They just actually said that there will be one 3-inch gun that is going to be fireable.
So that's what they're going to take us out with.
Yeah. They'll put a blank in there and throw some marbles or rocks or something down the barrel and take us out with a giant shotgun. Ticonderoga.
I think where the ship's going to be, they're not going to be able to fire it very many directions.
it'll bust all the windows if they did.
Yeah. Well, it's only one of the 3-inch, and I don't know how loud those are. And a blank is going to be a little bit quieter than a live round. So I imagine they'll just fire it pointed up in the air.
You'd have to turn it towards the ferry on that end. That's the only way you could actually shoot that thing.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that because I've never taken out a ferry with one of those guns before, but now's my chance. Well, in a year, it'll be my chance.
Sure. You're optimistic. I think it'll be 2 years.
Yeah, you're probably right. When they first went into dry dock, they were saying 9 months, and it ended up being 18. So, and that's not surprising. Every project like that always runs over.
And it's like a remodel on a house. You really don't know until you get into it.
Yeah.
What you're getting into.
Let's see. Who was it that won that thing? Let me scroll down here and see again. Henry. That's right. Henry. I know I already said it, but email me your mailing address so I can send that thing to you, Henry. Man, I got paper everywhere to clean up from the anniversary party that never was. And streamers.
And just inviting everybody to come down with us tomorrow. We need a crowd around us so they can't pick us out so easy. You get 2 old guys sitting on the pier by themselves, it's going to be an easy target.
Hey, Kiera, how are you? Shot a root beer to Kiera. Did you get your penny yet, Kiera? Or pennies? Yeah. I know what you're talking about, Ariel. That's the way it is with a house, like a boat. You never get to quit spending. Never get to quit spending money on it. Garnet sounds like he's got a conversation going on.
Nah. Work never sleeps.
Oh, is that work?
A little bit.
Kiera, are you still there? Did you get your penny? I like your crow story there, Kiera. Kind of like what we tell my sister. Yes, sir, Chris. Every Monday night, 6:30 p.m. And we typically go for about an hour. We're over about 12 minutes now, but I mean, there's no deadline. We run as long as we got something to talk about, but usually about an hour or a little bit more. And if you ever, well, this goes for anybody in the chat, everybody in the chat. If any of you ever want to come on and talk about your memories visiting the Battleship Texas or anything else, anything you want to talk about, just let me know. Send me an email, and you can find my email address in the description of any one of my videos. And we'll set it up where you can come on here and chat with us. Or, like my sister, you could just send text. Where does Kiera go kayaking? Kiera has not answered me about the penny yet. My sister wants to know. That's not my sister. That's my wife. My sister wants to know where you go kayaking. I can't show you a picture of my sister. It might ruin my camera. She lives in Colorado, out there with Art.
Oh.
She told me a couple of years ago, she's been out there for, I don't know, 30 years. But a couple of years ago, she told me that when she dies, that she's already told her husband and kids that she wants to be buried in Colorado and not brought back to Texas. And I told her that that would probably increase the land values having a Texan buried out there. All right. So Kylie is apparently not going to make it, but she's got issues with an old sick dog. So that's totally understandable. So we are going to go ahead and shut it down. I've got some drone batteries to charge and some camera batteries to charge. Get ready for tomorrow. I really appreciate everybody in the chat. We will be here again next Monday at 6:30 p.m. And like I say, if anybody in the chat wants to come on and talk about their experiences with the Texas or whatever, just let me know. Send me an email. We'll get you on here. Kiera, you haven't gotten it yet. Chris said he hadn't gotten his stuff yet either. I'm going to have to find my receipt and find out when it should get there, because you should have gotten yours. Let me see my sister's. I got two chats going here. I already asked her. She didn't answer. Kiera, where do you go kayaking? Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it, buddy.
Where does she live, Kiera? She local?
I think she lived in California. Didn't we find out last time?
That's where Kiera lives. She lives in California.
Yeah.
I think she lives in Northern California.
Yeah, somewhere in Northern, I believe it was. Kiera, my sister wants to know where you go kayaking.
Come back next week. We might find out.
Ooh, yeah. It could be like one of those TV shows, continued next week things.
And if we don't make it on here next week, it means the foundation took us out tomorrow.
That's a good question, Ariel. Doesn't matter if it's mixing apples with oranges and bananas or not, because those were the ships that were available. So you got to deal with what was. The Yamato is currently a submarine. The Bismarck is currently a submarine. And none of the Iowas are a submarine. But if they were, now if we're talking about a three-way fight, no 2 against 1, but a three-way fight, and the Bismarck didn't have a bad rudder, I'm going to guess the Bismarck would have won that fight.
Kiera's back.
Oh, she's 3 minutes behind. Okay, my sister wants to know where you go kayaking at. Second Childhood, thanks for coming by, brother. Everybody that's still here, who do you think would win out of those battleships? The Yamato, an Iowa class, or the Bismarck? Real fast before we go.
I don't know that much about the other ones. I'd have to read up on that.
Okay, Melinda, there's your answer. New Zealand?
That's a long ways to paddle.
That's a long.
Yeah,
I'd get tired going there, paddling all that far.
I got a friend of mine that's from there. It's a 26-hour flight.
Man, that
must be. You're gonna spend a month trying to kayak down there.
better
watch
tow.
Watch out for the sharks.
Better tow a couple of them behind you with some food.
Yeah, but just think of your upper body strength time you got there.
Same bat time, same bat channel. That's right, Ariel. Iowa did have the best fire control, but I think Bismarck could take a beating better. The Yamato was poorly built, I believe, from what I know of it. But, I'm not an engineer or a battleship expert.
But it makes a good fish reef now.
It does. It's a great place to go scuba diving. So
yeah.
Melinda said that this is for Ariel. She can't chat for some reason in the chat. So she's texting me, but she said that's sweet. Sweet as in awesome, I'm assuming. Not sweet as in girly sweet. Yeah, the Bismarck took an absolute pounding. And then they say nowadays that there is a possibility that the pounding that she took is not what really ended up sinking her. It's kind of like whether Hitler killed himself or not. Did they scuttle the Bismarck, or did they sink the Bismarck, or did the British Navy sink the Bismarck? There's people that believe one or the other. Second Childhood would bet on the Iowa. I don't know how you'd ever play that out, but it would be interesting to know. It was scuttled. Yeah, see, Jeremy, that's what I've heard a lot in the past couple of years since we've been able to get down to those kind of things, that it has all the signs that it was scuttled, that it was not sunk by enemy fire, which would have been British fire, but that they scuttled it. Now, probably scuttled it thinking that the British wanted it, but the British did not want it. They wanted it to become what it is. Melinda, you can see that. Kayaking in Alaska. That is no, that's too cold. Yeah, I agree with that, Ariel. They do, they do scuttle their ships at the drop of a hat. It seems like. You kayaked in Fuji, man. I would love to go snorkeling in Fuji.
PG.
Fiji, what did I say? Fuji, Fiji.
It probably had an Enigma on board.
Yeah, if any of you guys have not seen the music video done by Sabaton on the Bismarck, it's a really good video. There's a lot of artwork in it that was not artwork, but video in it that was done by the people that do World of Warships, and it's a really good video if you've not seen that. I've got a reaction video to that. It was awesome. I don't know about the song so much, but the video is awesome. They're a hard rock band out of Sweden. Not really my thing, but that video was really, really awesome.
All righty, kids. I'm gonna get out of here. I got some stuff
Garnet
to
is gone.
leave in the morning.
Yeah, I've got to get out of here too and get things ready for tomorrow. I appreciate everybody hanging around. We will be here again, like I said, next Monday at 6:30. Garnet has already belled. So we look forward to seeing all you folks again next Monday. And once again, Tom and I are going to be at Pier 21 tomorrow across from the Battleship Texas. If any of you want to join us, come on by. We'll be there.
Sure will. Be glad
Thanks,
to
Tom.
talk with you.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it, buddy.
All righty. I'll see you in the morning.
All righty. We'll see you.
All righty. All right, bye.
And that's all I have to say about that.